Now, if you have or had one of these plans before the Affordable Care Act came into law, and you really liked that plan, what we said was you could keep it if it hasn't changed since the law's passed. So we wrote into the Affordable Care Act, you're grandfathered in on that plan. But if the insurance company changes it, then what we're saying is they've got to change it to a higher standard. They've got to make it better. They've got to improve the quality of the plan that they're selling. And that's part of the promise that we made too. That's why we went out of our way to make sure that the law allowed for grandfathering.
Yeah, all right. There you go. Barack Obama, once again. We love playing that because that's the lie about the lie. Joining us now is Kyle Smith, New York Post columnist and movie critic, who wrote a piece about, how Obama went from BS to dishonesty and what the difference is between BS and dishonesty. Hey, Kyle, very provocative title for your column, sir.
Hey, thanks a lot.
And by the way, Obama's approval rating in Gallup today is now down to 39%. I'm sure you're not surprised. So what is the difference between Obama's BS and Obama's dishonesty?
It's a fine distinction, but I'm trying to argue that BS is the kind of thing you say in the heat of a campaign. It maybe has hidden qualifiers, or it may be so vague as to be meaningless, like we are the ones we have been waiting for, or it may just be the kind of thing people don't take all that seriously, like we will close Guantanamo. Yeah, I don't think too many people with expert knowledge of why Guantanamo is there thought that was actually going to happen. But what we have now is a totally different thing. The guy's been revealed as a stone-cold liar, right? He said over and over and over again, if you like your health insurance plan, you'll be able to keep it, period. No exceptions.
No, but I couldn't agree with you more. He is a liar, and now he's lying about the lie. Now he's saying what we said was, and of course he never said that. When you say period after making a statement, no one will take your insurance. If you like it, you could keep it, period. Then there's nothing beyond that period, and now he's given us a whole bunch of things beyond that period.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of wiggle room. Usually politicians are smarter than that. They usually leave themselves an out, but he left himself no escape from the statement. And
so going forward, if he continues to lie, or even if he stops now and just were to come out, and I think Chris Christie today advised him to just say you misspoke. Just admit that you misspoke. Maybe you didn't understand what you were saying and how it wasn't 100% true. Whatever. If he does something like that, then is that BS or is that another lie?
That's never going to happen because the guy lives in a bubble where he thinks the only people who could possibly disagree with him are unreasonable or fringe or extreme. He looks at that Gallup number and he thinks, well, that's not going to stay down there that long because I'm such a fabulous guy. He's unable to be forthright. This is the signature line of his signature legislation, and it turned out to be totally false.
And Kyle, when he demeans the millions of people, I agree with those who say it's going to wind up being 100 million, but when millions of people, I agree with those who say it's going to wind up being 100 million, but when people who are now in a panic, that doesn't do them any good either.
Yeah, 5%, 15 million people. Yeah, okay, we'll just write off 15 million people. I don't remember him ever saying, except for you unlucky 15 million people.
No, I don't think he ever said that. And as you point out in your piece, Glenn Kessler, who we had on the show earlier in the week, gave Barack Obama 4 Pinocchios, and that was before he decided to say what he said yesterday, which is, I never said what you heard me say hundreds of times over 3 years. So not only are those 5% losing their health insurance, wait till they find out, Kyle, that they could get subsidies, those who could get subsidies and those who could get online and actually get a policy. But subsidies are only for premiums. Subsidies don't include deductibles, and the deductibles in most of these plans are humongous. So no matter what age they are, they're going to have to stick their hands in their pockets and pay thousands and thousands of dollars before they ever get a penny back in insurance.
Right, it's just a giant redistribution scheme, right? But it wasn't sold that way to the American people. He didn't say, look, I want the middle class and the upper middle class to pay up more so that more poor people can have health insurance. He never said that to us.
No, well, he never said a lot of things. Is this Newt Gingrich has said that this lie is worse than Nixon. Bill Kristol agreed with him on this show. I agree too. But do you say that this is Nixonian, or will future lies be called Obamian?
I think it's bigger than any single thing Nixon ever did. The problem with Nixon was there's a constant drip of dishonesty, and there's just one thing after another and after another, and that's what undid Nixon. Right.
Well, of course, and they were ready to impeach him. I mean, he did try to cover up a crime. Technically, this isn't a crime, but nonetheless, there's been scandal after scandal after scandal. So when he says, I didn't know about Benghazi, I didn't know about the IRS, these are made-up scandals, is that BS, or are those lies in your view?
Well, he's positioning himself as the bystander president who's the last person to know about anything that happens in Washington, D.C., so I'd have to say that kind of makes him look bad in the long run.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, sir.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Kyle Smith, New York Post columnist, movie critic as well. In the next hour, our friend Judith Miller joins us to talk about the anniversary of the hostage-taking in Iran. They were marching through the streets yesterday chanting, "Death to America," and they don't like this newfound friendship between Barack Obama and their president in Iran. We'll also talk about Egypt and the trial of Mohamed Morsi, which was postponed until January yesterday, and more. Much more. We're going to talk a little global warming. All that straight ahead, and your input is welcome. 877 Newsmax, Steve Malzberg Show.